Hi there, Martin here from Giles Beginner Guitar, and here's another great tune for ukulele, Happy Talk. Okay, for Happy Talk you're going to need a lot of chords, and it's a great mixture, and it starts really all based around an F. Now the original version I believe is an F, as is a couple of other versions. So here we go. For an F you're going to need your second finger to come up here onto string 4 or the G string, and you want your first finger down here on the E string or string 2. There's your F. That's kind of like your default chord, or the chord you go back to all the time. Just have a go at that, make sure you can get that there. This chord in. Now really this is going to start with an F sus2. If you want to do that great intro, can I just take this off? Okay, which would be something like that, and you could call it another name really. I want to call it an F sus2 for now, just to avoid confusion. Now you pick to get that start. I think this is more prominent on the Captain Sensible song really, but it's kind of, let me just get into rhythm. It's kind of starts with a double. I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. It kind of sounds like that. Now I had to play that. I've got my third finger, because it's in place on the F, third finger down here on the E string on fret 3, you can see that. And then I am plucking the C string, string 3, with my thumb here. And then I'm using these two fingers to pluck upwards. So you've got this kind of almost scoop style thing going on here. Thumb and these two, obviously first finger is on the E string, and the second finger is on the A string. I'm going to do this. And the pattern is double. So thumb, 2, then do that again. And then a single, and then another double pattern. So it's almost like there's 5 of them, but you've got to just listen to that. So it goes 1, so it starts with a double, double, and then a single, and then you rotate that. So it's kind of double, double, sorry, single, double. Yeah, okay. So that continued that for as long as you want, until you change into the next part, which is the chorus, which is, again, kicking off on an F. So, as I said, you've got your F. Now, if I can just say at this point, there is a worksheet I am attaching, because there's quite a lot involved. It'd be great if you got the worksheet and followed it through if you want to do this lesson. And then the chords are all there on top, and as I call them out, you can just look up. Okay, so start with an F. Happy. And then we go to an F augmented chord, which is made up of the same position, but you put your first finger across, it's a bar, across the C and E string on 1 on the first fret. Don't worry about the bottom string. I think you can leave that open, but it's quite difficult. I just kind of play the top 3. I think that one would be open. You could do it like that, but because you're next to the F, you might as well just bar, just grab the top 3, just for convenience. So it would be happy talking. And then your third chord is a B flat. Now you start B flat. It's a tricky chord actually. Bar the E and the A string, 1 and 2 here, and then your third finger goes up to the third string, or your C string, and then your third finger goes up to the G string on the 3rd fret. So it's quite a hard little chord to try. You can practice walking this in. That's B flat. And then the 4th chord on the first line of my worksheet is a G7. Now to make a G7, of course I've got stickers here I use for my lessons, that they do help. So you want to put on string 2, you've got your first finger on the 1st fret. And then you've got your second finger. You can see where my orange stickers are. It's my orange code. Second finger goes up onto the C string, and your third finger down there on string 1. I'm referring to these by string names or string numbers. Sorry about that, but they you have to get used to them. And you can do 4 strings. G at the top, the root, open. There's your G7. So that line altogether sounds like happy talking, happy talk. Second line, back to F. Talk about the things you'd. Now we're going to a G minor. G minor starts down here on string 1 on the first fret. And then your second finger goes up to the C string on fret 2. And your third finger goes in between on the third fret on the E string. That's your G minor. That's the second chord. Like. Back to C. Oh, we haven't gone to C yet. Sorry. So C is my third finger onto string 1 on the third fret. All the strings. Easiest chord, isn't it? C. So that's like 2. C is on the word 2. Then we're going to an A minor 7, which is like that. Of course, this could be called also your F sus2. Let's call it A minor 7 or F sus2. Either or either. I'll put a note on the worksheet. Note to self. And that's on the word do. So far you've got talk about the things you'd like to do. Now there's a rundown here. It's a lovely rundown. So that starts on that A minor 7 or F sus2. Stay. Call it F sus2. Sorry. Constant. F sus2. Down to an F. A minor. Just take off your first to make an A minor. So your second finger stays on string 4 or the G string on fret 2. It's an A minor. And then we're back onto the F. So altogether you get this talk about the things you'd like to do. Now, third line, B flat. You got to have a. Now B flat changes to a B flat minor. Now here you lift off your second finger, and the first finger, basically you're dropping a note here to give it that minor sound. If you make the chord like that with your first finger barring 3, which is quite difficult, you can just lift off your second finger to make a minor, B flat minor. However, if you find it hard to do and you want to just stay down here on 2, which is hard enough, you have to take this off and move up. There's your B minor. Basically you're barring 3 and you've got your third finger over here on string 4 or G string on the third fret. Then you're back to an F. If you don't have a. Now we've got a tricky chord, a D augmented. Now the D augmented kind of looks like that. And you could add a fourth finger up here. Quite tricky to do. I tend to go for this because the root note is on the C string here. Just avoid that top string. And that's a D augmented. If you do want to go for it, I'll put the full chord on the sheet. You put your pinky, you wrap it around, and you're on to the third fret on the fourth string. Okay, so what have we got on that line? We've got B flat. You've got to have a dream. F. If you don't have a dream. Last line, G minor. Done that chord. How you gonna have a. Then C7 for the word dream. You're like a C, third finger, but you're dropping down 2 frets to right in the corner there to 1, first fret on the first string. C7. Dream, come back to that F sus2 or A minor 7, or it even could be a C. It's the notes of a C. So let's F sus2. Okay, so sorry, lost myself here. How you gonna have a dream come true? Put it all together. From the start you'd have happy talking, talking, happy talk. Talk about the things you like to do. You got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true? So that would be the chorus. Then we go on to the verse. The verse is lots simpler, less chords. So it starts on the F, back to the F. Talk about the moon floating in the sky. G minor. Looking like a lily on a... You can do the rundown here or just drop down to that back to F. Go straight back to F, that sounds alright I think. Looking like a lily on a lake. And just stay there. Or you could do that rundown which starts from the F sus2, which would be like this. Looking like a lily on a lake. And back to the F. And that is the rundown from the F sus2 to the F, to the A minor, back to the F. Talk about the bird, learning how to fly, making all the music he can. Then it goes higher here, doesn't it? To a C. Make G, B flat, sorry. A minor, C7. All of that together sounds like this. Making all the music he can make. I put some of those chords in myself because they were a bit easier and they did sound fine. I know there's different chords and different versions available. So that is then leading you back into the chorus, and then it follows that kind of pattern all the way through, and there is an instrumental break which is the chorus chords. Remember that? I had to work them out and they were just basically the same. And then we have an ending, a tricky bit at the end which took a while to work out. It's when you come off the chorus for the fourth time I think. So the last line of the chorus, how you gonna have a dream come. Now instead of going back to the F, this time you're going to a G sharp, which is all the way up, it's bar chord. This could be good practice for you. So you get that. How you gonna have a dream come true? F. If you don't talk happy, then you never have a dream. Right, chord, let me call them out. Difficult one to sing, to pitch. So how you gonna make a dream come, C7, up to true for G sharp. Let's do that last line again of the chorus so you can hear how it sounds. How you gonna have a dream come true? If you don't talk happy, and you never have a dream. There's a B flat minor, so those chords where, so as I said, coming off of the chorus we'll have a G sharp. Now to make that you bar 3. Ooh. And then third finger comes over here onto the 5 on string 4. Quite a tricky chord. I suppose you can do it like that, couldn't you? Just do top 2 if you want to get by. But have a go at the bar. Just make sure you pinch at the back to make a bar chord. Practice doing that so we get some, some notes coming through there. Don't worry about muting, just get used to the position. And that drops off, so let's just do that slowly. How you gonna have a dream come true? See that? Drop to an F. If you don't talk, and there's a B flat, which you know. Happy. To an F. Let's do that part again. Okay, so from the last line of the chorus, we are on G minor. How you gonna have a dream come true? F. If you don't talk, B flat, happy. Back to an F. And you've never had a B flat dream. B minor drops to in this little gap. Then you'll F, never G7, which you know, have a G minor, which you know, dream, C, true. That's a lovely bit, isn't it? So to take that a bit more up to speed, so come off that last chord. How you gonna have a dream come true if you don't talk happy and you never have a dream? Then you'll never have, whoops, a dream come true. Okay, with a bit of practice, you kind of glue that all together. Lots of chord changes, as I said. But great fun that song is. And then you don't go back to anything. That finishes. Now about a strum pattern. It's up to you what you do here, really. Whether you follow the melody and punctuate, because there's a lot of chord changes. If you look at the chorus, for example, you could do, let's say, a really basic. Happy talky talking, happy talk. Talk about the things you like to do. So that would be it. Obviously, with a bit more confidence, you could make it a bit cleaner and a bit sharper. So that will obviously get you through. So that is actually just accenting the melody. Really, it's simple downstrokes on the beat. Or space mat, just do one stroke per chord while you're learning. Happy talk, keep talking. Happy talk, talk about the things you do. G minor, C, F sus2, F, A minor, F. Okay, you get the idea. So let's say you get a bit bored of that, you want to kind of up it a bit. You obviously do more strums because there's not enough else you can do in the chorus really, because there are so many chord changes. The verse is a bit more spaced out, so you can put a pattern in, and the pattern you could do could be something like this. Talk about the moon floating in the sky, looking like a lily on a leaf. So that is a down, down, up, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down. Talk about the moon floating in the sky, looking like a lily on a leaf. Just vary it there maybe. You, or you can just go straight to the F as we've talked about there. So that's a pattern you can put in there. Okay, so that's it. Hope that's helped you. Good luck and happy strumming, and see you next time.